Thank God it's Friday. Friday. Thank God it's Friday.
Fuck yeah, F-U-C-K-Y-A. Fuck yeah, F-U-C-K-Y-A. I really hate your fucking guts, and I'd like to kick you in the nuts. So fuck yeah, F-U-C-K-Y-A. I really mean it, F-U-C-K-Y-A.
Missed. Maybe if I get this thing further down my throat, I can... Missed again. Got to get this thing right down my throat, and then...
Some guys just can't do anything right. The George Sanders School of Suicide is currently offering a 2 for the price of 1 deal. During our Crazy Day sale, for just $2,000, you and the person of your choice can receive our complete suicide course, which includes all of the extras, such as will witnessing, free cleanup service, and yes, we'll even take care of that suicide note for you. Let's listen in now to another satisfied customer who has completed the course and is about to do himself in. Right now, why not ask about our group or family plan? And as usual, kiddie suicide courses are free if accompanied by an adult. The competent staff at the George Sanders School of Suicide will take care of all the details. All you have to do is pull the trigger or spring the trap. Yes, take the plunge and call the George Sanders School of Suicide at Suicide 6-6521 or drop in and drop out at the outlet nearest you. Remember that number, Suicide 6-6521.
If you're bored with life and your brains are fried,
Call George Sanders.
School of Suicide.
And now a word from George Sanders. Thank you, George.
Winner, gagnant.
Retail stores and brands, Joann's Fabric, Hooters. Big retail stores and brands, Joann's Fabric, Hooters, Party City, Big Lots, Forever 21, all going bankrupt. Coresight Research predicts 15,000 U.S. stores will close in 2025. Guess no one's making scrapbooks, drinking beer to booby waitresses, or throwing parties anymore, eh? Well, no. What if I told you each of these stores and brands were largely profitable, and something more nefarious is happening behind the scenes? 97% of Joann Fabric stores were profitable, and yet they're having to shut down their stores and file bankruptcy? Here's Tiffany Cianci on X. She says this is the 2008 housing bubble, except for retail.
Last night, I started off by researching Hooters getting bankrupted by private equity and ended up uncovering the next 2008 level economic collapse. And they're hiding the bubble inside a private equity black box that makes it almost impossible to see what they're doing. Almost.
Same patterns, different players, maybe. It gets complicated fast with lots of big terms. So let's boil it down to a simple story. Imagine a toy store. It's doing fantastic. Money's rolling in, kids are buying toys, things are great. Seeing how successful the toy store is, a group of Harvard and Yale and Stanford business guys in suits calling themselves private equity come knocking. They invest in businesses on behalf of everyday Americans, promising huge retirement dividends. These private equity suits, entrusted with the life savings of millions of Americans, end up having really big piggy banks with which to invest. So they ask the toy store, would you like to play a game? It'll make us all rich. The toy store wants to grow more, so they say, sure, we'll play your game. What is it? Private equity guys say, this. We'll borrow a huge chunk of cash and buy your toy store. Toy store says, great, buy us out. But then the private equity guys turn around and say, hey, toy store, we borrowed money to buy you out, and now you have to pay us back. Enter a concept called back-floating debt, which is essentially a big balloon that keeps getting puffier. The more successful the business, the more the business owes the private equity guys, because the value of the business keep going up and up. The balloon just keeps getting puffier and puffier. But now the toy store owes the private equity guys way more than what they were even bringing in, because now they're in debt and they can't pay back this debt. So they file bankruptcy. The private equity guys take money from the toy store before it shuts down, and they keep it. Problem is, in keeping this money and investing it on behalf of firefighters and teachers, retirements, they inflated the value so much it may not actually be worth what they've inflated it to. Meaning, retirement plans could be in big trouble if this little game gets exposed. One way to make sure they keep the game going is something called a carried interest loophole. Trump wants to stop it. A lot of rich men in suits want to keep it going. Here to expand on all this and explain what all this is, lay out what she's uncovered, is Tiffany Cianci, who you saw in that video earlier. Tiffany, it's great to have you back on. You have so many viral clips going on right now. People are really interested in what you have discovered. Did I lay it out I was trying to boil it down a little bit. Did I lay it out in a way that is kind of accurate to what you were saying?
It's pretty close. The only thing that's really specific about the floating rate debt is that it increases as the interest rates increase. It's basically the same thing as an adjustable rate mortgage. They stack on top of the business. And the thing that's missing is that as they stack this adjustable rate mortgage on top of the business, they don't tell anyone it's adjustable rate debt. And then it's going to keep going up and up and up as the interest rates do. At the same time, they simultaneously siphon all of the assets from the business. They sell the land out from the business and they dividend it to themselves. And then they lease it back to them because they sell it to their own real estate investment trusts. They steal the assets in the warehouses and sell it to a liquidator and they dividend that to themselves. They cut the staffing, they cut the services, and they make it so that what was a powerful business that was making great gains in economic landscapes is suddenly bereft of any assets to survive economic downturns. And then when the interest rates go up, they can't survive. They've already cut the staffing, the services are gone, people don't have faith in them anymore, and they crumble.
So what are they doing right now to prevent that, to prevent from being exposed? Because it seems like it's kind of a shell game. I guess some people, like yourself, seem to be onto what this game is. It sounds like the Trump administration is also onto them a little bit. What are we doing to stop this right now?
I'm going to be honest, they don't want anybody to figure out what's going on. They certainly don't want to be regulated. They send their lobbyists to D.C. to say that regulation is the reason that our business and our GDP is not growing, our economy is not growing. That may be true in some instances at small business levels, but for big business, it's that lack of regulation. And I say this as a former libertarian that's really struggling with this. It's that lack of regulation that has allowed this unfettered, unregulated, just sort of rampant, like just strip mining of the great corporations of America to take place into the pockets of these very few billionaires, stealing money from every community in America and leaving empty parking lots so that not only the big businesses go out of business and they go bankrupt, but all of the small businesses that relied on those anchor stores fall too. We saw it in 2008 when we saw empty parking lots, and we're going to see it again with 15,000 major corporation closures all across the United States this year. Now, there are people that are trying to do things. There are things we can do, but they're moving very quickly likely to try to hide it for as long as possible. It's sort of like playing a game of hot potato, hoping that they're going to be able to flip the company to the next private equity firm and that the next one might get stuck when it all comes crumbling down and not them. And they're doing it in exponentially increasing numbers, just trading companies between one another so that the market doesn't expose the overvaluations.
Big retail stores and brands, Joann's Fabric, Hooters, Party City, Big Lots, Forever 21, all going bankrupt.